Hello, everybody, and welcome back to match two of this championship game day between 82nd Airborne, the 1 seed, and DC, the 2nd seed. My name is Abinus. I'm the tournament host, and I've been casting games for the better part of a month here. And we are now in a very interesting place. With the DC win, which, by the way, took 5 minutes of overtime to secure. So 35-minute match, very, very long for the format. Could have gone either way, but DC finds a way to pull it out. Really, really impressive win after having to kind of run back into the zone after losing a lot of capture progress. Just like really well done. They now are in a position to force what we're calling a bracket reset. So if DC wins this match here, match two against 82nd, that would be 82nd's first game loss of the tournament, meaning that you would see a second best of three take place where they would swap seeds. DC would then be the new 1 seed, right? So DC would become the 1 seed that would take 82nd seed, meaning that they would get to make the first selections in match one of a bracket reset, and 82nd would become the 2nd seed, and they would get match two selections. So for 82nd, they really don't want to go to a bracket reset. That's not ideal for like 1,000 reasons. So DC is going to try and close this. Oh, sorry. 82nd is going to try and close this out here in match two and match three. They need to get 2 wins. So 82nd looking to get 2 straight victories here to bring it home. Whereas DC trying to quickly 2-and-out this first game to then send it to the second best of 3, which DC also has to win. So really, really just crazy, chaotic, super fun. We are starting at 110 in game. So we got a few minutes to chat, and just last match was wild. All the way through, great individual plays from both teams. Like exactly how the format was meant and designed to be played. And I just can't thank both teams enough for that match. That was just excellent, and one that we'll certainly be looking at for months and years after, as just one of the best examples of the format we've ever had. So now we pivot to DC's selection. DC has selected artillery battery. This has been their map. So I think 82nd is probably a little bit prepared for this because DC has been selecting this as their map since, I think, losers round 2. So should be no surprises here. DC is going to be in orange. They'll be on the left side of your screen, and 82nd will be in blue again, and they'll be on the right side of your screen. Artillery battery is like a hollowed home of the format. It's where we did our first practice of the format all the way like many months ago, year and change ago, probably year and a half actually, 18 months. And it's where we had our first exhibition match where we showcased the format to a bunch of teams, and it's where last year's finals were held as a neutral, because the format was a little bit different. So we had a neutral kind of situation there. So now we enter what is DC's opportunity to force the bracket reset. 82nd has to find a way to break the box that has been this for DC. DC has won every single match they've brought a team to here. This is the definition of home field advantage. And, DC has a very set game plan that you will see executed. 82nd is probably feeling like they know a little bit about. There's a lot of tape on DC on this map. I'm sure they've looked at some of it. There's a lot to look and watch here. So can't say which way this is going to go. It's like impossible to figure out. But as we are just a few minutes to hop in here, 2 minutes to go, I am watching for 2 very specific things. The first thing I'm watching for is that Chef, the man, the myth, the legend, has joined us in the booth for match 2. Thank you, Chef, for joining. This will be a lot better than just me. You guys are probably tired of me. So thank you, Chef. And the second thing I'm watching for is, does 82nd get really aggressive at the start of this match? Every single time DC plays this match, plays this strong point, they have a big advantage built in, like 3-4 minutes in. And so can they do it? I just don't know. So Chef, here, do you have admin cam, Chef? I don't know if you do.
I'm just logging in. Sorry, I don't yet.
Okay, I don't know if we'll be able to get it to you on short notice, but what I can do is have
That
it stream. Hold on, 1 second. Interesting place. With the DC win, which by the way took 5 minutes. All right, here we are.
perfect.
So, okay, we're all set up now. Sorry for the bit of a delay there. We're going to be getting started in just over 90 seconds. But Chef, I mean, one of the great moments of the tournament in the format that we've had was the DC and 82nd match in I guess that was technically week 1, day 2, where DC actually managed to take a game off of 82nd, and they've done so again. Like, DC has now beaten 82nd for the second time, and now they have the chance to kind of close this out and send it home. With 15 seconds as we get started here, Chef. Like, what do you think? Artillery battery is a place that we've been to a lot in the format historically in the last year and a half. Like, what are you looking for here?
Well, artillery battery is a great place to play. The crazy part about it is the combination of open spaces and cover. Solid and just Oh, I like the way they're advancing. Anyway, this should be a good battle. There's a lot of ways this can go. It's going to be a very interesting match. I like the way it's setting up. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think in my mind, the way I've always felt about artillery batteries, that's a fairly balanced point, but DC has been pulling out win after win after win on this strong point in pretty convincing fashion. And they're kind of making me revisit some of that. And what I mean by that is, like, to me, artillery battery was like one of the most balanced strong points. But now it feels like it's maybe not. And that's not a bad thing. There's varying levels of balance in the format. But DC has really been able to win again and again and again here. So can Gem and the 82nd group find a way to figure out the Pandora's box that has been artillery battery? And as we get started here, we're seeing big concentration of 82nd. Remember, they're in blue. They're on the right side of your screen. DC and orange on the left. DC sending their entire team pretty much into the circle, which is what they have been doing most of this tournament. 82nd going for the more northern approach here. So they're basically just going to give DC like an unfiltered approach into the buildings, whereas 82nd is going to try and do what they can on the north side to advance into this DC team.
Yeah, it's interesting. And back to your thoughts about whether or not this was balanced or not, it just may be one team that really figured out how to play this. I don't know if it's a balance issue or just the fact that the team really, really rocks at this one.
Yeah, I think DC has definitely done their homework on this one, and they feel really, really good on it. Already we're seeing, DC in fairly good position here alongside the buildings and alongside of the structures inside the circle. We do have, though, an automatic rifleman for the 82nd team. This is Mund, a player that we've been watching a lot of in this tournament. He is on the run in the backfield, and he's gotten through. So that's something to watch for there from 82nd. Maybe he can give them a little bit of an opening. As I pivot to the northern fight here. Go ahead, Chef.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I watched him sneak through there. It's a great move, and he could really cause some disruption in the backfield there.
And we are seeing, this is very, very solid concentration of 82nd players on the north side. Just a couple of DC players really in position to deal with this. So we do see the capture does come in for DC. They are attacking. They set it up. But Baker's about to reset his. But Abel and Dog have their outposts up for 82nd. And, 82nd is in very, very strong position on the north side. But can they leverage this, downwards into the zone? And is DC going to start pivoting a lot of their forces to meet them? Mund is still, as I highlight, Mund is still in the backfield here for 82nd, and there's no one really near him. There's a rifleman maybe that's looking at him. I can't tell. But that's
I
it.
think that, yeah, I think that rifleman's looking the other direction. He's
Yes.
missing him
Yes,
completely.
he
Otherwise,
is.
he could take him out right there. He's even running away from him now.
Yeah. So he's got Mund is clear. Like Mund is completely clear in this backfield. And as I say that, we also have an AT player for 82nd that is in the backfield or getting to the backfield as well. This is Fingus. He's gotten around the outside. He shoots. They know he's there now. We'll see what Fingus can do. He's alone. How much damage can he do? He does drop the squad lead.
Oh,
That's
he
big.
did. He dropped a squad leader.
So if his team can maybe follow him up here, there is an opening. But it doesn't look like anyone from 80 seconds in position to really assist. But
Yeah,
look at what
doesn't
Fingus
have
is
any
doing
support. Look at it. He's dragging him back.
though. Yeah, he's tying up 4 players from DC.
Oh,
Here,
he's
so that's
down.
really, really good from Fingus there. But he was alone. No one to support him. Mund is still alone here in the back. It looks like maybe someone has picked this up. This is NVIDIA, so that was the player we saw turn around earlier. Yeah, it looks like NVIDIA's got a sense.
Yep, he certainly does. But if Mund can take him out, he's heading right to the backside of that spawn point.
Yeah, they're right on top of each
Oh
other
my
right now.
God! They could hit each other with the rifles.
Does NVIDIA know that he's there? Oh, NVIDIA just holds on and gets him. So nice play there. Really, really good from NVIDIA. So Mund goes down, but again, that does tie up DC players in the backfield. So the question is, can 82nd take advantage of some of these openings that are being created by some nice individual efforts and really try to move forward? But right now, I mean, DC is still in solid position. I mean, so far so good for DC. I think 82nd needs to find another way to try and break out of this.
Yeah, I think this play up in the north is important. They have to mop up these players and move in from this direction if that's what they're going to do.
And one thing that I have seen from DC is, and we even saw it in the last matches, they do allow players to slip through their line. Like, we've seen it a few times. We saw Main almost get through there, but MG picks him off. 82nd found a way with Gem and a couple of other players last match to get through the DC line. We saw in last week's game against RO a number of DC players, or a number of RO players sneak through the DC line. So 82nd maybe realizing that DC doesn't always have full control of their line is going to try and maybe sneak players through. And as I say that, there is a rifleman here on the very north side for 82nd that is maybe trying to slip through. It's very back and forth on the north side. Just keeps going.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's a lot of players there, so there's a big battle setting up. There's a lot of 82nd down in the south now too. They've got a nice. They could pinch this right off and just close in.
Yeah, be curious now, like, what does Gem's squad do here? Is Gem going to try and crawl? It looks like Gem is going to try and crawl it. Gem is going to try and crawl his way across this little open area to try and get to the backfield again. That's what we saw him do last game. And as we pivot back north again, it is just very back and forth. Like, 82nd brings a lot of players forward, they gain some ground, and then DC brings a lot of players forward, and then they gain some ground. So it's really like... It's really something. Just taking a look at scores here. So far, scores are pretty even. I would not say that any team really has any major advantage. Both teams pretty much shooting each other evenly right now. So that's always good to see. Definitely an even match, and I think no matter what, this is going to go down to the final 5 minutes. Fingus gets a nice kill.
Fingus, a nice kill there.
So that maybe is going to get an opening. He's sneaking up on Knight here. Fingus is now all the way behind. Oh, this is a big opportunity. But he doesn't see him.
He's busted.
Or is he?
Oh my God!
They don't see him. Fingus survives. He survives. So that's really, really big. That now that entire. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. If he spotted that spawn point back in there, that's huge. If he can get to that building.
No mark. There is.
Too far.
There was a marker, I thought, for a second. But Fingus now getting in behind the buildings. He knows the spawn's there. I think he's just trying to find it. And he's got to see it now. It's right in front of him. He's got to see the spawn. So we'll see if Fingus is able to eliminate this outpost. This could be a really big play for 82nd here. Fingus got to take a very clean shot. Oh, and he gets all of them. Fingus has got to run. Oh, but the MG looking at him. Oh, he's going to maybe try and, like, shoot a rocket. Core now is the only thing standing between Fingus and this outpost. That was a great individual play from Fingus. He's going to just... And he gets it.
Oh.
Beautiful play by Fingus. That was textbook.
Brilliant.
So Fingus now creates a big opening on the north side. Really glad we focused in on that.
And he dropped the squad leader, so there's no one there to put one up.
And Core goes down. So DC now has really lost control of the north side entirely. No squads have control of that far north side. And we are seeing Gem has played a very patient game, as we know he does. And Gem has crawled his way all the way over to the backfield. And now he's in alone. Now, be curious to see if he runs into any DC players now spawning in from base. But 82nd now, maybe on the verge of figuring out artillery battery, because no team has really figured this out from the allied side, and 82nd now getting close to doing it.
Drop 2 more. That was huge.
Yeah, 82nd now starting to open up the map. DC dropping left and right. A lot of timely kills coming in for this 82nd team. Gem now is all the way behind, up against the line. He does have his outpost all the way on the south side. But still, what DC has is players inside the circle, and 82nd does not have anyone there. So, you know, until 82nd actually gets inside of kind of the center here, I don't really know if they're going to be able to do anything. Like, they're trying to leverage that northern position, but they're giving it, you know... I don't think 82nd has got enough players in the right places to really leverage the openings that they've made.
Sure.
And Gem now is in position. Maybe Gem is... Oh, he's actually shooting. So Gem is actually trying to cut off DC players from even entering the zone on the north side, which is interesting. Now, he's maybe thinking that he's cut a squad leader, but the squad leader has gotten through. Really nice shots from Gem there. He drops both.
Nice shooting. Yep.
Very, very good from Gem. So what that does give is now 82nd is going to run rampant, I think, in the backfield. And so now you've got basically a full squad of DC inside the circle, a small squad of DC to the northwest of the circle, and then you've got 82nd starting to pinch this in from the north and the south. So nice rocket there. So 82nd now has got to... But look at what DC's doing, right? Like, DC has got 2 machine guns inside of the house, and they're just pinning the heck.
On elevation, yeah.
On elevation. I mean, just the house is the center objective. Can 82nd get through? Now, as I say that, 82nd starting to get a lot of good kills here. Blue Zark goes down. Cobra Tiger gets him. Gem is about to do a full run. And now another squad leader goes down for the DC team. So Cobra Tiger doing a lot of damage. I got to focus in on Gem, though. He's now running into the backfield. Those MGs from DC continuing to do work, but Gem is here. He gets a grenade out, maybe. I can't tell. He had it.
It looked like a grenade went out, but I don't...
but he gets the outpost. He does get the outpost, but he doesn't kill Bliker. So Bliker's going to be able to reset. But that was a good play from Gem. Good idea. That was almost a big hero play. But now, you know, Bliker's now tied up in this corner. He's not anywhere near the zone, like, at all, right? And we are starting to see, I got to pivot back, 82nd now with 3 players inside of the zone. I mean, these are really the 2 best teams in the format, and this is just so awesome to see. 82nd is maybe starting to figure out artillery battery. And we actually have a player inside the house.
Yep. Here he goes.
Oh, but he goes down.
Oh,
so
that was
almost finds the MGs. That would have been very big. But 82nd now, look at the north side, right? Like, wide open.
That's like a sweep there. I mean, well, not a sweep, but you know what I'm saying. They've got good control there now if they pressure in and block out.
Yeah, I mean, this squad, DC has a squad on the south side, probably thinking that they're in position to deal with, like, a southern approach out of Garrison, but there's no one coming in that direction.
One guy there. They just killed him, too. So now there's no one there.
Oh, wait, I got to focus in on this. We have a rifleman. Blue Zark, he runs in. He gets Gem's outpost, but can he kill everyone around Gem? Let's see. So Blue Zark drops Cobra Tiger, but Gem now on the run. Gem now in a little bit of trouble back here. Blue Zark knows that he just killed an outpost. And he gets Gem. So Blue Zark with a great individual play there secures the south side for DC, but you know, the cost has been we've got a guy in the house, and now it's
one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one. Fingus again. Fingus has been the player to watch here for the DC team as we zoom in on this little house brawl here. Choke is trying to hold the stairwell. He's trying to peek that angle.
Grenade time.
Yeah, if you got a grenade, now's the time to throw it. Fingus holding, so that's, but what that's doing is it's preventing Choke from looking outside, right? So,
Right.
like, Fingus
So
kind of just doing his job just by merely being in the
just
house.
by being there, and now no one can enter either because the other teammates have to come across that opening to get to the house.
And I will say, ever since those MGs have stopped firing for DC inside of that house, it has opened up a little bit for 82nd, right? Like, they have... Oh, and he does go down.
Got him.
Yeah, so Choke does get him, but that did open up a little bit, like, once that suppressing MG fire stopped. And now it's kind of wide open. Like, you've got DC players on the north side here in big numbers, and 82nd players in big numbers on the north side. DC still has MG in the house, still has a couple of players inside the circle. Gem now trying to enter in on that south side, but, I mean, 82nd has full control of the north right now. I mean, full control.
Yeah, there's no competition anymore up there.
There's a rifleman from DC maybe trying to get around the back side. So that's interesting. Who is this? This is NVIDIA, a player we've been watching a lot in this match.
All right.
NVIDIA maybe going to try and sneak around here. He's not far from Baker's outpost if he cuts a left, so we'll need to keep an eye on that. But 82nd now starting to converge on this circle. And we are seeing capture is starting to come in.
Oop. 82nd lost his squad leader.
Yeah, and NVIDIA now is getting very close to not just Baker, but also Able outpost. So if NVIDIA finds both of those OPs, that could actually buy his team some time. But right now, they know he's there. They're looking. Oh, he does get one. I'm going to zoom in on that. NVIDIA goes down. So Terminator saves the day there. Really close. But Baker did lose his outpost, so Baker's got to reset. But we are seeing we're about 1/3 capture progress.
They just took out the machine gunner in the house.
MG in the house finally goes down. So maybe for the first time in this entire tournament, a team is actually going to be able to not get cut out, by MGs in that house. And 82nd, look at the north side. 82nd is trying to establish like a bit of a box out here on the very north side. So that's really interesting. Maybe 82nd sensing that they've got DC a bit on the run here. There is a full squad of DC on the south side. A really good fight happening there. On one almost gets serious, but he stays up. We're going to zoom in on this fight for a second. Mund now running in on Sirius in the trenches.
Here comes a grenade. Oh, I thought he threw. Oh,
he did. It was over. Far. It was over. Let's see. Mund has got an AR. He can do damage here. Let's see. He throws another grenade. That could be a big grenade. That's right by the outpost. Oh, Mund. Oh. He gets one with the grenade. He gets Horton.
Oh, my God.
So Mund is trying here. He's tying up an entire squad. As we see, 82nd is fully...
82nd's in the house.
They're in the house. I mean, Mund doing his job. He's preventing... He did such a good job. He prevented the squad leader, Sirius, from DC from being able to move in towards the house, right? So, he basically just tied up, and then he kills him. And 82nd now has fully cleared DC from the zone.
Totally.
Amazing. DC has got just 4 or 5 players in the zone right now. Everyone else starting from scratch. We are 13 minutes to go in this match. But 82nd now in the driver's seat. So, really got to hand it to 82nd here. They found a way in on artillery battery, and they are the first team, I believe, that has actually captured artillery battery from DC. So
crazy.
That is going to put maybe DC in a position they have not been in before, and we saw that last year, right? With HLLTC's team, they were so dominant so much until they finally got put in the they were put on the back foot, and they just maybe didn't quite know what to do once they weren't in a commanding position because they were so used to being in one. I think we saw Aro had the same situation last week. Aro was in very commanding positions throughout this tournament, and then they kind of got put into a position where they weren't, and they just maybe didn't have the answers. And so now can DC, which, by the way, is a team that has fought back brilliantly in this tournament, multiple times. I mean, I think DC is actually probably the best team at reestablishing in the zone. But now 82nd really has got a very solid control of the zone. There are players from DC starting to move in north side, but south side is completely owned by this 82nd team. I think if 82nd holds their line, they're in good shape. But kills are still even on both sides. Really, no clear winner at all. So that means it's anyone's game, and we are starting to see DC is actually gaining a little bit of ground here on the north side.
That was just amazing. I mean, 5-6 minutes ago, I wouldn't have seen that house being taken that rapidly and changing the whole concept of this match. So it was brilliant moves, some great play.
Yeah, I mean these are absolutely like no question asked. Like these are the two top teams in the format, and it means the tournament did its job, right? Like we went through an entire double elim, we got to the top two teams, and they're definitely showing us why they are the top two teams. With 11 minutes to go here, 82nd now in fairly strong position. They've got their MG in the house now, although he just ran out. DC trying to move in through this wheat field, but 82nd just has got incredible control in and around the circle. We do have a full squad of DC trying to move across this wheat field. We'll zoom in on this. This is Sirius, Core, Horton going against Scipio. Scipio drops the squad lead, which is a big deal. Faker is running in now, so it's a 3-on-1. Scipio's got to try and hold on for dear life here. Let's see if anyone from 82nd reinforces Scipio. He's alone. He does get Horton. I have no idea how he saw him.
I don't either.
That was impressive. Core and Scipio now. Scipio gets another
3.
So Scipio doing what he needs to do. Scipio holding on here, doing a great job. But he's alone. Like, he needs help. Someone from 82nd's got to go reinforce Scipio here in the middle, because that is where DC is pushing through. And DC is bringing really nice numbers forward here for this.
Yeah, it's 4-on-1 right now. So I can't believe he took out 3. He took out, there's 4. Oh my God.
Scipio doing really nice work. Yeah, he's really doing a lot of good work here for 82nd. And it's a great individual play. He drops another one. Scipio on an absolute rampage right now. But at some point, he's going to get overwhelmed. Either he's going to run out of ammo or, you know, someone's going to get an angle on him. You know, someone from 82nd's got to support Scipio in his position. And now look,
I mean, he's getting help. Here they come.
We have a little bit of help coming, but look at DC now bringing nice numbers north. We just dropped below 10 minutes. I think what to watch for now is DC going to try and bring all of their squads north. Like, I feel like that's the play. I don't feel like they're going to get anywhere on the south side. It's wide open. There's no good entry on the south side at all. It's all north side. So, but now look, I mean, DC now has very, very good numbers getting close to the zone here. So DC getting themselves reestablished. You know, they've got OPs up in good positions, it seems like. I'm seeing good spawns come in for them. So 82nd now has got to hold on, and 9 minutes is a long time. I mean, 9 minutes is like infinity in this game.
Eternity in this game. But
so,
yeah, to bring all their forces in one direction and force it in. Maybe have some minor ones out on the flank, but everything coming forward from that side because you've got cover and concealment. It's a good approach.
We have a squad leader for DC. This is interesting. And he is alone. Sirius has found a way through like a lot of 82nd players.
And everybody's got their backs to him.
Yeah, I don't actually understand how Sirius found this hole, but that's a really big deal. Now, Blurb knows... Okay, so the outpost just got flashed, so 82nd knows someone's behind them. We're going to see here. Oh, Sirius just set his outpost. Oh, this... Here we go. 1v1.
Wow.
Terminator
That's
versus
huge.
Sirius. This is a squad lead 1v1.
See it.
They're looking. Terminator is right in front of you. He gets him. And he's going to get the outpost. That is a high-risk, high-reward play for Sirius that does not pan out. He doesn't kill Terminator. He doesn't kill Terminator's outpost. He drops his own OP and loses it. So that is a major, like, high-risk, high-reward play. But, as I say that, DC is going for the all-in north play, which I definitely think is the right decision. So DC now stacking, 8, 9, 10 guys on this north side, and they're going to overwhelm these 82nd players here. So the question is, can 82nd react? And maybe we're going to see a little bit of a counter flank here. A rifleman from 82nd in the field. This is Spearhead, really doing a nice job with his name. And 82nd also gets a spawn in on the outpost on the north side. So doing what they can. But Spearhead now is kind of alone. He's going to run in, and he's going to look for this DC outpost, which is right in front of him. Spearhead and Perico are going to run right past each other.
Right by each other.
They don't even see one another. Spearhead drops in video, but Perico he's going to know someone's there now, but he keeps running. Main and Perico are right next to... How do they not see each other? Okay. Spearhead now knows they're right in front of him. 1, 2, 3. Spearhead
Oh
drops
my
a full
God,
squad.
what a killer.
Absolutely unbelievable play from Spearhead. Spearhead drops an entire squad with 3 shots, and he is just completely saved, I think, 82nd on this north side.
That was huge.
DC was advancing in big numbers, and they still are advancing, but an entire squad now is going to need to reset, and Spearhead is about to run into a second squad leader here in Sirius. Spearhead with the MVP play of the match thus far.
That was brilliant.
That was a humongous play, because without that, DC was going to basically have their entire team on the north side. So now what that's done is it's not saved DC, or it's not saved 82nd, but it's definitely bought 82nd some time. And
yeah, certainly a pause.
6 minutes to go here. I mean, we're going to come, if 82nd wins this game, we're going to come back to that play. That was the play of the game. 3 kills right on the outpost, kills it himself. That was absolutely immense there from Spearhead, and he's still alive up there, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Crazy. Yeah, he took out half their players on that push. Just in the outpost, that was brilliant.
Oh, and as I said that, a rifleman, I think this is Perico, the player that we saw run past earlier. Yep, Perico is now in alone. Just one player there, really inside of the circle, a second on the backside. But Perico has gotten close to the circle, and because he's inside of the circle, look, it went contested. So that should maybe spook 82nd a little bit. They've got to deal with these players close to the circle. But look at DC running rampant on the north side right now, like advancing in a lot of numbers. Squad lead for 82nd, I believe that's Gem. Let's zoom in on this. Gem now is alone right on the edge in the hedgerows, trying to hold off this entire squad of DC from advancing. And let's see if he does. He's going to see him here, certainly. Gem, no, doesn't. Oh,
there,
there's oh, and a headshot. Perfect little ping there. Very nice shot from Gem. So Gem's still holding on the line, but look at DC. I mean, they're almost all the way to the line on the north side here. So we're seeing players from both teams all over the place with just under 5 minutes to go, though. DC has a lot of ground to gain to get the zone. And look at 82nd now, understanding that they're getting to the end. They're starting to turtle up a little bit into the circle, which is the right play.
That's brilliant. Box it out.
Yeah, I mean, this is just so high quality from both teams. Oh, boy, I got to zoom in on this. Look at the concentration of DC, and look at Gem running in the backfield here again. Gem, again. He drops one. He's going to look for outposts here. If Gem cuts out these outposts from the DC team, that could be it. That could really be the game.
Yeah, that could be the turn. Big turn there. Oh, he's down.
He goes down. So good save there from DC. DC basically has all 3 outposts, I believe, on the north side. They have nothing going on south at all. There's not a single player. Oh, no.
One player.
Scratch that. There's one player, NVIDIA. He's the only player on the south side. He does drop an assault. Oh, and he goes down. So NVIDIA had a little bit of an opening, but not big enough.
But he made enough action to make 82nd still pay attention to that side of the map. So even though there's no one there, that still draws players away.
I mean, this is going to be a
great match to watch. This is great.
Just a chaotic finish again. With 3 minutes to go, you're having DC is starting to just push their entire team into the north side. 82nd holding with good numbers in and around the building. In the center of the strong point. We have a squad lead. I want to zoom in on this for a second. We have a squad lead here. Ninja Pulver very aggressively up here, really close to the Able outpost for 82nd. Ninja not even shooting.
Run by each other?
Well, I think Ninja's.
He paused.
I think Ninja's intentionally not shooting. I think Ninja is very intentionally not shooting here, and he just set his outpost. Very good play from Ninja there. But the problem for Ninja, like, it's good, but like his outpost is pretty far away. So this is a calculated play here from DC. DC is thinking like, look, we have to, trust that our team can break through. And look, there's just a single MG, a squad leader, and a rifleman that is standing between DC and the zone.
Crazy.
So maybe this was a really calculated play by Ninja. I kind of second guess him dropping it that far away with 2 minutes to go. But maybe he's really confident that his team is going to capture here. This is going to be really interesting. Now, I think that assault player must have found that outpost. But it looks like also Major Mouse finds the outpost, but then Ninja Pulver finds the 82nd outpost. So they just traded outposts on the north side there. 82nd holding on for dear life here with good numbers. They've got 2 outposts, but Able outpost does go down. So now, okay, 82nd now is a squad lead down and a full squad down inside the circle, but they are filtering in good numbers with just under 2 minutes to go. Man. You've got a rifleman here, Faker, standing alone. Yeah. And I think he's trying to have fire discipline. I think he drops one.
Nope, that was it.
He's going to get inside the house, it looks like. Yep, Faker going upstairs. He could open this up, maybe. He gets Otegu.
Wow, oh, there's one left.
So Faker maybe opens it up a little bit for his team by getting into that house. Like a minute and 15-ish to go here. 82nd still has the concentration needed, but Outpost for 82nd just went down. Terminator and Sirius about to have a one-on-one. Terminator has to stay alive, and he goes down.
Oh, he went down.
Oh my God, Sirius maybe gets the opening there for DC. That is a big play. Now you've got just one Outpost up for 82nd inside of the zone.
Less than a minute.
Abel's got to run in, but he's got to cross an open field. These players from 82nd have got to hold on for dear life, like actually, Alamo style. Right. 45 seconds. There's not anyone really from DC close to the zone because I think it looks like 82nd has also been cutting out the outposts from the DC team. It looks like this assault player, this is Major Mouse, looks like he's been maybe dropping some outposts from DC on the north side. It's so interesting. We have 27 seconds to go. There's like 6 players per side in the zone. There's like nobody in the zone. Such a weird situation here where both teams just wiped a bunch of outposts from one another, and it's basically like handicaps going both directions. DC just doesn't have the numbers to cap here. DC just straight up doesn't have the numbers.
They're not going to make it.
And 82nd is going to win match 2. Really, just such an interesting end to the match here. Like, DC just lost all of their squad leads and all of their spawns at the wrong time. Like, they got an opening, and they just could not exploit it, and 82nd walks out of match 2 with a win. So just to recap here, right? 82nd was the high-seeded team. They made selections in match 1, and DC won on 82nd selections, and now we have the opposite. Now we have DC makes selections, and 82nd wins on theirs. So now we're tied 1-1, headed to a winner-take-all. DC has to win this to get to the bracket reset. If 82nd wins here, that is it. We now head to a winner-take-all. We are going to cut away for a little bit, Chef. I hope you stick around for match 3.
Yeah, definitely.
But that was absolutely awesome. Really exciting.
That match totally changed my plans for the day, I'm saying.
We'll be back in just a bit, guys. Thanks.